Actor Jeremy Pope is known for the Broadway show Choir Boy, and I saw him in the Broadway show The Temptations, Ain't Too Proud to Beg, and the Netflix series Hollywood. Now he's taking on his first lead role, thank you very much, in a movie. The movie is called The Inspection. Jeremy Pope plays French, a queer man who was kicked out of his house by his very homophobic mother. That was Gabrielle Union. He joins the Marines before the repeal of Don't Ask, Don't Tell. In this scene, he confides to his drill instructor about why he wants to be a Marine despite the relentless hazing because of his sexuality.
I've been raising myself since I was 16. $25 now. My mom, she won't even talk to me. Most of my friends are dead or in jail. The streets was gonna kill me no matter what, so if I die in this uniform, I'm a hero to somebody.
Yep, Jeremy Pope joins us in the studio, in the living room, we call it. Jeremy, it's really good to see you again.
Thank you. Good to see you.
This movie, to me, was very tough to watch. I mean, the hazing scenes, the brutality of it, the way that he was treated by his mother, Gabrielle Union, was just tough on many levels to watch. What was it like for you to make it? Did it affect you?
Yeah, it did. It was also tough to make.
Yeah.
This was a very personal piece. Our director, Elegance Bratton, it's based off of his story.
True story,
his
yeah.
life. So I knew coming into this, I'd have to make a lot of emotional space. It would be a very emotionally demanding role, but also a physically demanding role. We shot it in 19 days.
19 days?
Jackson, Mississippi, in 117-degree weather. But you know, I'm very grateful for the project. It felt like a job of service.
Did it? How so?
Yeah.
How so?
I say that because it's an indie film. So when you're making indie films, you have to, your why has to be because you care about the art and what's on the page. When I read the script, I immediately wanted to protect Elegance because I knew that by him being so vulnerable and giving us his story in this way, once you give it away, you can't get it back. And I knew as a Black queer individual, he needed tribe and he needed community. So I wanted to be the person the audience met before they could have anything to say to him. So I'm very proud of our film. I'm very proud of Elegance for being so vulnerable and honest and putting himself on the front line. And I'm, you know, just really excited to be here with you.
I mean, it's a tremendous performance. And to be telling that person's story and they're right there directing it, I mean, that's added pressure. And you carry it off like it's not even there at all. It really is powerful.
Thank you.
But let's talk about the physical side of it, because this is 19 days.
Oh my gosh.
You did 19 days, Jackson, Mississippi.
Yeah.
That wasn't fake sweat.
That was not fake sweat.
It was hot out there.
It was very hot, you know, and again, I think I was prepared for the emotional part, but the physical part, you know, I think I went into it kind of like they're gonna, you know, I'm an actor, so they're gonna show me how to best act it. But there's certain things you just can't fake, and boot camp is one of those things. So we got into that training, 3 a.m., they'd wake us up and we'd be there, and I was learning a lot and putting my body and my mind through a lot.
You didn't write a little note and say, is this really necessary? I mean, I have a lot of ability as an actor.
Yeah, well, I do. I kind of give those big eyes to the people in the room like, are y'all serious? Somebody gonna hold me down, gonna remind them that I'm an actor? They didn't want to. They didn't want to do that.
You mentioned the words job of service. I'm often curious, with roles like this, how did this movie serve you? What did you take out of this after you were done?
Right. This is my lead debut in a film. Growing up...
Congratulations.
Thank you. I didn't grow up seeing openly queer, gay, Black men being creatives, artists, actors. I didn't know that was possible or tangible. So to have a film where it's centered around that narrative and protecting a man in that space is very affirming to Jeremy Pope.
Yes.
I've spent so many years abandoning my Blackness and my queerness, trying to conform and be what I think the industry or the media needs or wants me to be or expects me to be. But I think for my career, the moment that I allowed myself to love on myself and appreciate the evolved version of who I am, that's when all the things have happened. And people go, how did that happen? I said, I just was stepping in my truth and that freedom. And I think in that, I began to step into my purpose.
Because you were told coming out could limit your career.
Yeah, you know, I remember all the Black boys, and you know, we'd graduate college being in performing arts, and it was that thing of how much do you tell, how much do you give of yourself, and that was one of those things. You don't say nothing,
Yeah.
Because if you do, that's going to mess with your resources. Resources mess with your health insurance, your opportunities to work. And when you're not seeing anything, I believe seeing is believing, but if you're not seeing, you can't believe it to be true.
Well, can I just say, Jeremy, we believe, as Tony said, it's an outstanding performance. As always, we remain cheering you on.
Yeah.
And representation matters.
It does.
Great to
You're
see
an
you and
inspiration.
Gabrielle together. Thank you, Jeremy Pope. She was tough in the movie. The Inspection is in theaters right now.